Mark.
Hey travelers, welcome back to Roberto's Room. So, kind of going along with our series here, Dino May, I guess you could call it, I wanted to talk about a movie that honestly, in the light of the abysmal Jurassic World sequels, excluding, of course, the 2015 Jurassic World, there is one film in the Jurassic Park saga or franchise that, honestly, I feel like in hindsight we've treated a little bit too harshly.
Perhaps I treated you too harshly.
Jurassic Park III. This movie has a special place in my heart in particular because I remember going to the theater and we weren't even watching Jurassic Park III. We were watching The Princess Diaries of all things. And although I gotta say, I do love the movie, I snuck into another theater that was across the way while we were waiting for Princess Diaries to start. And I was able to sneak in, and I remember to this day the exact scene in Jurassic Park 3 that I was able to see. And it was the scene of the pteranodons in the birdcage. And I got to see just 2 minutes, and then I had to run out because we were seating for the actual movie that we were there to see. But ever since then, I remember as a kid, I was like, I need to see the rest of this movie. I had loved dinosaurs when I was a kid, as I have made very well known throughout this series. And seeing another Jurassic Park film, having, of course, already seen Jurassic Park and the Lost World Jurassic Park, I could not wait to actually see this, but because they wanted to make sure that it wasn't too violent, I had to wait a little bit. And so we did, and I got to see it a little bit later, and I really do like this movie, even to this day. And because, like I said, I think it's treated a little too harshly, I want to defend this movie a little bit and give it the credit that it deserves. Jurassic Park 3 was the first movie not to be directed by Steven Spielberg and was instead directed by Joe Johnston, who would later direct Captain America: The First Avenger, which I really do love and is a great period piece. But he has gone on record with asking Spielberg after the release of the first Jurassic Park if he could direct the sequel, but of course Spielberg, who wanted to direct The Lost World, did, and told Johnston that if a third movie does indeed end up getting made, that he would be on the list to replace him as director, as Spielberg was trying to move away from the director's chair. And so we see that this is the first time that the Jurassic franchise is taken over by another director. And one of the things that it did very intelligently so was that Joe Johnston knew that people had seen the T-Rex. We love the T-Rex, but we had already seen him, and a lot of different versions. We've seen a male, we've seen a female, we've seen a family, and he wanted to do something a little different. And so enter, for Jurassic Park 3, one of the highlights of this film, the absolutely incredible Spinosaurus. And I'm sorry, Rebirth, but this is the Spinosaurus. Those spindly looking Spinosauruses in Rebirth, ugh, nasty. No, this is the real Spinosaurus, and this is a creature that, even as the people behind the movie put it, this could cause an extinction on the island by itself. Also, just a little aside, the only logo that is acceptable for Jurassic Park 3 is the Spinosaurus logo. I don't know what in the world they're doing with the new T-Rex logo for this film. No, the star of this film is the Spinosaurus, and I think that Universal, you need to stick to that. The T-Rex logo, no. This is a whole different beast, as is the Spinosaurus. Honestly, one of my dreams, having seen Jurassic World, is to have the Indominus and the Spinosaurus go at it in a head-to-head battle, because I would love to see that, make that happen, Universal. We have all wanted to see that. I think, and I speak for a lot of people here, that would love to see that fight go down. But nevertheless, the Spinosaurus really gives a challenge to the humans, and I love that we do get to go back to the island, but under false pretenses, as this movie centers around, once again, the incredible Sam Neill playing Dr. Alan Grant. And just a little aside as we walk through this series, Alan Grant was one of my favorite characters of all time growing up. So much so that when I made my own film, I may have done a play on his name and the actor Sam Neill for my character in the films that I made growing up, because I love the character so much. And I love seeing him in this movie specifically because he is a man that you can tell from the very first scene as he is giving this lecture at a university that he is tired of Jurassic Park. He is tired of his association with Jurassic Park. He is tired of all the questions, and he just wants to do what he does best, which is be a paleontologist. And we see a man that has become disillusioned and in a field where you don't get a lot of funding. Unfortunately, that puts you front and center to need to get funding. Enter the Kirbys, played by Tia Leone and William H. Macy, who lure Dr. Grant to not Isla Nublar, but once again, as we did in Lost World Jurassic Park, Isla Sorna, the quote-unquote factory floor of Jurassic Park. And Grant is sent there by the Kirbys, with the Kirbys, supposedly on a sightseeing expedition for their anniversary. But of course, if you've seen the movie, which I hope you have, he is actually there as a guide, and the Kirbys are actually looking for their son, who was caught in a paragliding accident with a family member, and they got caught on the island and no one would go to rescue them. So they did what they could and were able to get to the island with a quote-unquote dinosaur expert. And a little bit of trivia for all of my Seinfeld lovers out there, but the actor that played Ben Hildebrand that Eric went parasailing with is Mark Herlick, who also played Milos, which you will recognize as the not-so-great tennis instructor from the comeback episode on Seinfeld. I love this movie because it is really a survival film. It is not a film that is in any way trying to give you a bigger message, and it's refreshing that this movie, unlike with the Jurassic World sequels, who tried to have their cake and eat it too, this movie knows exactly what it is. And yes, I would have loved for it to be a little longer, but it knows this is a rescue mission film. This is trying to get this kid, see if he's even alive on this island, and get in, get out. This is all that this movie really is. There's really nothing philosophical about it, and there's really nothing else going on. And I have to respect the hustle by Joe Johnston, because he understood the assignment, and he gave us some of the most gripping and thrilling sequences that this franchise has had to this day. The Spinosaurus attack, the raptors in the lab are incredible sequences that fill you with dread and remind you, yes, dinosaurs are dangerous.
Cute and cuddly, boys. Cute and cuddly.
And I love once again that Stan Winston did come back and created a massive Spinosaurus animatronic that looks incredible. It is fluid. It is just lovely. And he came back and did a lot of other creatures on this film as well, redesigning the raptors. These are actually one of my favorite raptors in the franchise. I love the Lost World raptors and these. I love the Lost World because of the tiger design that they gave them, but these raptors, they look different. They look like the next step of mutation for the raptors, and it was cool to see not only the raptor design, but also what they had the raptors do in having them communicate and giving them personality. And of course, along with Dr. Grant, we have also Billy Brennan, Grant's assistant, who comes along for the ride. And I have to say, there is a motley crew around them, of course, and they're all, as you can imagine with any kind of survival film, they're gonna get munched by the dinosaurs.
Look, it's Mr. Noodle's brother, Mr. Noodle. Hi, Mr. Noodle.
Sorry, children.
And of course you understand that going in, but you do feel something for them, and they do a good job of setting up these characters as people and not just, okay, they're just the horror movie trope of the dispensable characters that you know are going to get killed. One of the MVPs of this movie, I have to say, is Eric Kirby, the son of Amanda and Paul Kirby, because he survives on this island. And honestly, again, remember, I was a kid when this movie came out. This kid was, like, I would have been best friends with this kid growing up had I known him, because to survive on an island for 8 weeks by yourself and not get eaten, not get horribly mangled, and survive enough so that help actually made it to there, incredible. And not only that, but there are some really inventive sequences, some that are just ingrained into my brain, like
Kirby, Peyton Tile Plus, Westgate.
Whenever I hear that little ringtone, and you know the one, it brings back some memories. And yes, I may have some rose-colored glasses, admittedly so, when it comes to this film. But again, you have to admit that Joe Johnston absolutely understood the movie he was making, and he did a good job for it. Now, is it perfect? Absolutely not. One of the great sins that this movie commits is we have a film where you bring back Sam Neill, you bring back Laura Dern, and instead of following up with where the first movie left them, she's married to some other dude, and they have a kid. What in the world? That was probably, still to this day, one of the worst things that franchise has ever done. And Dominion even tried to redo this storyline because they understood, as bad as that film was, how bad that whole plot line was in Jurassic Park 3. Another thing that I don't really like about Jurassic Park 3, to be honest, is the ending. I feel that it's too abrupt. It just ends, and there's no natural ending. There's no moment of ending. It just, they get rescued and bye-bye. And I really was hoping for something a little bit bigger, honestly, maybe for the Spinosaurus even to come back and something else to happen, but that never did. And I feel like because the Spinosaurus had such a controversial moment, of course the controversial moment that I'm referring to is him killing a T-Rex, which of course makes sense in the film, but for all of us T-Rex fans, we were salty back then. But it makes sense because especially that T-Rex looked a little bit young. I have always speculated that that was the young T-Rex from The Lost World, but I think it's been debunked at this point. But in my head canon, that's the dinosaur that we see fighting the Spinosaurus, and it makes sense because he's still a little bit on the young side, and the Spinosaurus is a tank of an animal. But I just expected, as far as the ending was concerned, for something else, and that something else never came. And I feel like that's one of the things that worked against it, because other than that, the movie delivers some really great action and is a film that I think, as I said from the very beginning, we judged a little too harshly, especially in the light of the recent Jurassic World sequels like Fallen Kingdom, Dominion, and Rebirth. I feel like this movie has a lot to offer, and to this day, I feel like, honestly, in the pantheon of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World films, it really does earn its place and keeps it even all these years later. Have you seen Jurassic Park 3? If you have, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. And before you go, my puppies and I would love for you to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching this video with me, travelers, and as always, go with grace.